System attributes. The attributes of God. 1 John 4, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. The one who does not love does not know God, for God is love. The attribute, God is love. Psalm 89, You have a strong arm, your hand is mighty, your right hand is exalted. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Loving kindness and truth go before you. Attributes of God, loving kindness, righteousness, justice. The Bible tells us different characteristics of God, and by learning God's characteristics or attributes, we can know Him better. I'd like to draw a loose parallel to system safety. Many times the hardest part of hazard analysis is actually finding the hazards in your system. Large and complex systems can oftentimes be broken down into system attributes or inherent parts of the system. By methodically and intentionally analyzing the system by its system attributes, we can better understand our system and ensure complete safety analysis, ensure that nothing is left out. Your Erickson text identifies 5 key system attributes, each having underlying sub-elements. Hierarchy, the first of the system attributes, is essentially an organizational chart of the system in hierarchical levels. Remember the last video that the system level where you start that the system level where you start is variable depending on the needs of the analysis. From there, work your way down. In the PowerPoint, we have an example of an aircraft landing gear system. So the hierarchy levels are listed on the left here. System, subsystem, unit, assembly, component, piece, part. The aircraft, in our scenario here, is the system. Several different subsystems are there. Engine, flight controls. Here we're going to break down landing gear a little bit further. Extend and retract mechanism and the mechanical units, down to power and control assemblies, main gear, nose gear. There are several different ways that you can break down the hierarchy between system, subsystem, unit, assembly, component, and pieces, parts, all of which can get analyzed for hazard. Conducting safety analysis at each level of the system's hierarchy ensures a comprehensive analysis. The next system attribute, the second system attribute that Erickson describes, is elements. In your PowerPoint presentation, you have some cases whereby a sub-element failed, causing an accident. These are the sub-elements: hardware, software, humans, procedures, interfaces, functions, facilities, environments, documentation. Those are examples of sub-elements under the system attribute of element. The reason in your PowerPoint presentations we have cases where to illustrate where these sub-elements failed is for illustrative purposes, to show how crucial each sub-element can be to the safety of the system. Something small like a sub-element can take down an entire system. And remember too that accident or mishap investigation is reactive safety assessment. For our purposes in system safety, the intent is to thoroughly analyze each sub-element to proactively identify hazards to prevent the mishap from happening in the first place. In the next video, we will discuss the next 3 key system elements.